First of all, I want to give my regards to Dr. Divagaran sir for giving me an opportunity to present this paper in this organization. My topic name is Prevalence and Pattern of Psychological Issues among Patients Suffering from Chronic Diabetes Mellitus after Post-COVID. Abstract. Coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused infectious disease. 1 minute, I can't see the screen here. Okay. Coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by the newly discovered coronavirus. It is one of the largest issues facing humanity in the recent past. Diabetes, as well as its comorbidities, COVID-19 puts person at a higher risk of complications and death. Hyperglycemia, advanced age, and many morbidities, heart damage, and significant inflammatory response anticipate a worse result. The effect of COVID on clinical features, contact history, comorbidities, treatment pattern, and outcomes were studied shortly after the infection. Introduction. The challenges of living and controlling diabetes may lead to emotional overload with a depressed and anxious feeling related with less adherence to treatment, leading to worse glycemic control. Patients with diabetes have an estimated 2 to 4 times the incidence of sadness and anxiety symptoms overall. So, more study is required to grasp completely the relationship between diabetes and depression. Metabolic dysregulations has a demonstrable effect on the brain function, and disruptions in the control of peripheral glucose may have an association with the depression of mood. In some instances of depression, insulin-like growth factor in the brain may be low, and antidepressant behavior responses have been observed in experimental trials. In a stressful setting, the relationship between diabetics and mental health conditions might be worsened, and psychological discomfort can worsen depressive symptoms and result in bad diabetics. The best understanding is the psychological effect from the pandemic, the responses to social isolation and lockout, the diagnostic response, public reactions to those who are affected by COVID-19. In India, anxiety and a feeling of stark and impending danger were the first and predominant answers to the outbreak. Anxieties were centered on the media, particularly in social media, from factual to unwarranted anxiety. Real worries during and after the outbreak over job losses and economic recession. The Wuhan epidemic occurred in late December 2019 when a wide range of pneumonia and acute respiratory syndrome patients were diagnosed with uncertain etiology. This novel virus affects the respiratory system, and symptoms may vary from minor clinical events such dry coughing, breathlessness, sore throat, and fever to various lethal consequences, including moderate to severely bilateral pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome. Literature review, Messica Phillips et al. That states that the COVID-19 pandemic is a major worldwide disaster in health. Since the epidemic includes a huge change in behavior and causes significant psychological strain, social and psychological knowledge may be used to better match the human behavior with the advice of many epidemiologists and specialists in public health. The present COVID-19 pandemic is a global risk of major morbidity and death globally. The economy and social integrity have also been affected. The general public's mental health difficulties, COVID-19 infected patients, intimate contacts, the aged, children, and the medical professions are becoming more concerned. The paper intends to raise awareness and emphasize different problems related to the mental health of different people during the COVID-19 epidemic. Akhtar Hussain et al. Wanted to discuss quickly and provide a better knowledge of treatment of coronavirus diseases in patients with diabetes in general features of the new coronavirus. The COVID-19 clinical range varies from moderate flu multiple organ failure, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and dead. All the signs of acute respiratory distress syndrome, age, diabetes, and other factors have all been identified as a key predictors of illness and mortality. Therapeutic opinion, tailor-made for patients, diligent monitoring of glucose and careful evaluation of medications combinations may lessen the negative effect. The probable pathophysiological process of diabetes, COVID-19 condition, and its therapy are suggested. Based on present limited facts, no clear conclusions can be formed. Additional study is necessary in this condition and clinical management. Isam Galal and team studied that as a developing condition, the long-lasting effects of the conditions are unknown. The objective of this study is to examine the incidence, pattern, and indicator of persisting symptoms after COVID-19. A cross-sectional research included patients with verified COVID-19 in a hospital registry. Patients' demographics have been documented and comorbid conditions have been documented. The medium length from the beginning of the symptoms, the history and acute therapy, and the symptoms before and after. A diversity of long-term after COVID-19 symptoms may be found in COVID-19. Faraha Akhtar and his team in this research, COVID-19 patients in the south of the country studied the clinical symptoms, results, and long-term problems while focusing those with diabetics. In this research, 734 COVID-19 cases were presented. 19.8% of patients with diabetes and 76% of COVID-19 were men. Plasma glucose, D-dimer, troponin I concentrations amounts, biochemical markers are considerably increased in the diabetic group. During SARS coronavirus 2 infection, insulin requiring patients rose threefold. 1.4% of the patients had no beginnings of diabetes mellitus. Several COVID-19 patients suffering from post-COVID problems such as pain, discomfort, and sleep disruption have had diabetes. Diabetic patients reported serious COVID-19 symptoms and consequences after their illness. In this study, objectives are to analyze psychological issues of patients suffering from diabetics, to evaluate the pattern of diabetes patients after recovering from COVID. Diabetics and risk from COVID-19. The risk of COVID-19 severe illness was higher for those with diabetes. Person with diabetes, COVID-19 also provides significant indirect dangers to person with diabetic from health and lifestyle disturbances. The short-term and long-term understanding of these hazards and the best strategies of mitigating them will facilitate informed decisions during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. There is modest but ongoing evidence for COVID-19 and diabetes. Whether person with diabetes will contract COVID-19 is more uncertain. Person with diabetic is typically believed to be expanded to a COVID-19 risk of infection. China-based persons who have type 2 diabetes showed that well-controlled blood glucose has connected better results in infected individuals. Poor infection might contribute to greater blood glucose administration. Thus, it is not apparent how the glucose control functions are caused and the COVID-19 results worse. Diabetes and post-COVID-19. There is a great deal of ambiguity about how and what will remain of the COVID-19 epidemic. Disruption arising from domestic crisis may result in an increase in HbA1c among those impacted up to 16 months later, with certain evidence that the same applies especially to those of lower socio-economic level and persons treated with insulin. A failure to get normal health care is the primary cause of morbidity and death following catastrophes where when the immediate danger has gone, strokes, acute myocardial infarctions, and diabetic complications have all increased. Continuous transmission risk may also be minimized by services like diabetes clinics in their workplace. Case control studies of COVID-19 during the pandemic indicated that the development of COVID-19 in patients might be determined by comorbidity. Although data are somewhat limited, recent studies have shown that diabetes mellitus prevalences and higher levels of blood glucose may act as a separate mortality and morbidity factors associated with COVID-19. First, because individuals with diabetes have an extended period of recovery from viral diseases because of their affected immune systems. And second, because of the ability of the virus. In addition, several recent investigations have shown certain long-term concerns connected with COVID-19, which need additional inquiry and evaluation to explain the fact. The link of COVID-19 with diabetes and the impact of the conditions on people after recovery is still a topic for investigation. The goal of this research was to determine the number of diabetic individuals diagnosed by COVID-19 individuals in various healthcare settings, as well as compare clinical manifestations and long-term impacts from the perspectives of clinical epidemiology, metabolic alterations, and long-term consequences on diabetic patients. Research method. This is a cross-sectional research to evaluate the incidence of mental health problems throughout the social distance phase owing to COVID-19 in a cohort of patients with diabetes. In a follow-up at a public hospital in Indian Endocrinology Department, electronic medical data were utilized to identify the individuals with diabetes. A telephone invitation and a request for the informed consent form has been given to patients who satisfied the inclusion criteria. A second phone contact for data gathering was made to participants who consented to take part in this research. All data were obtained within 8 days to ensure that all the subjects have the same epidemic time in order to protect subject from social exposure. All interactions were done through phone via trained researcher. All information gathered during the phone conversation was immediately recorded in a research staff validated computer database. Patients who have received medical treatment for a period of 1 year for type 1, type 2 diabetes and 3 years of type 1 diabetes were identified in an electronic database at the endocrinology outpatient clinic for a regular follow-up period. Criteria for inclusion were the age of 18 years and above, hemoglobin testing gathered in the hospital laboratory between January and March 2020, and a valid electronic medical record telephone number, etc. It was eliminated individuals with physical or cognitive impairment, preventing the study questions as well as patient hospitalized during the trial. IBM SPSS Statistics version 20 has been used to do statistical analysis. Categorical data have been provided in numbers and percentages. Spearman also employed to the correlation between acute and post-COVID-19 phases to detect the link between the symptom score. ROC curve analysis was done in order to discover the sensitivity and accuracy of acute phase symptoms in predicting long-term problems following COVID in our statistical test. P-value of 0.05 was statistically significant. In the result are comparable to early finding of SARS, MERS, and COVID-19 acute state. There is evidence of depression in the post-illness period to prior coronavirus outbreak. Anxiety, exhaustion, and post-traumatic stress disorder. There are observations made in the case of COVID-19 diabetic individual. Depression 24%, panic 30%, attention loss, memory loss, and sleeplessness were the prevalent psychiatric result and other psychiatric result. Especially sleeplessness, loss of memory, fear, despair were related, indicating that although a complete manic state was unlikely there, might be substressor symptoms. Although this research lacks sufficient group comparisons or evaluation of pre-existing mental disorders, there was a significant prevalence of anxiety, sadness, and post-traumatic stress disorder. The consequences of the virus on the overall population are hard to distinguish from the influence of an epidemic or the likelihood that selection distortions led to high prevalence level. Measurement of health quality of life in cohort with SARS was significantly poorer than in control group. In comparison to mental health, the impact on social functioning was nothing less more affected. However, the typical extremely frequent symptoms might induce it is possible that the selection bias is unconnected to SARS coronavirus 2 infection because our findings were only based on cohort data. No specialist verified it. Finding out the mechanisms of numerous disorders owing to COVID-19 requires additional psychiatric, clinical, and molecular study. In a conclusion, our research demonstrated that after 1 month of social distance, eating problems were prevalent in persons with diabetes. Literature data shows that about 40 to 35% of diabetes patients get a positive E26 test for eating disorders. It is a questionnaire which is subsequently lower than the level seen in our group. A pilot research conducted by Fernandez et al. Showed that over 38% of patients develop eating problem after only 2 weeks of confining. The authors highlight that health and fitness concerns may be a triggering element in the development of an eating disturbance in susceptible people. It is vital to highlight that the research was done in less than a lockdown measures assessed in this research by Fernandez after a lengthy time of social distance. However, the high incidence of eating disorders in this community might interfere with the nutrition and as a result, glycemic management, albeit not assessed in our investigation. The significant incidence of sleep problems in diabetic patients during this time frame was another important part of our investigation. Only one research has been conducted to evaluate sleep quality during the COVID-19 pandemic, showing 18% sleeping problems prevalence. In our sample, it is possible that a positive sleep screening may be multifactorial, such as the existence of obstructive sleep apnea in groups with the highest level of body mass index and eventually the occurrence of nighttime hypoglycemia. A longer stay at home, a lower amount of exercise, irregular sleep hours. Furthermore, the prevalence of sleeplessness in the era may be a symptom of worry associated with the increased worry for the risk of COVID-19 during this time. This research indicated that despite lack of diagnostic purpose in patients with type 1 and type 2 diabetes, a large percentage of patients demonstrated substantial psychological suffering during the COVID-19 pandemic, alarming influence on the psychological health of diabetic patients as a consequence of the present circumstance. The findings from this research show that individuals with type 1 and type 2 diabetes had access to and assistance during and after this epidemic. Further research and measures should investigate the influence of diabetics, mental health intervention, and avoid worsening in glycemic control over a quarantine period. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.